Well, firstly, what has happened in Bengaluru a few days ago and what we've seen surfacing through a video is something which has shocked the conscience of the entire nation. And it's something which should be condemned unequivocally by every political party, by any like-minded person anywhere in this country. I personally believe, and I'm speaking in my personal capacity, that this goes beyond Congress, BJP, Shiv Sena, Party A or Party B. I think it's extremely unfortunate that even today in the 21st century, in 2017, politicians across parties continue to use quote-unquote Western culture as a bogey to in some ways excuse themselves of failing to prevent atrocities against women, in some ways to propagate moral policing. I think it's unfortunate, it's shameful, and it's for this minister, who's a very senior minister in our party, to decide whether or not he or she should apologize. It's for the government to decide that. But I can just tell you very categorically that there's no question that any like-minded person will support a view that Western culture is responsible for such heinous crimes. There's no question that my party, which is a liberal party, it's not a fringe element which says ban Valentine's Day today or do something else tomorrow, will ever support a decision like this. So I think ultimately what has to happen is politicians, again I repeat, unfortunately make these kind of statements. Some of them are living in medieval mindsets, they have to change their mindsets. But ultimately it's for the police to ignore these politicians and do their job and act swiftly. Okay.
Now, since you've said so much about it, I will ask you the question, Mr. Deora. He happens to be a minister who belongs to your party. You are saying that for a very long time politicians have used this bogey of Western culture seeping into India, and you are also going on to say that police should ignore such people. Number one, how does the police ignore their own home minister in Karnataka, sir, who says things like these, and I will read out to you exactly what he said. He said, women's safety is a priority. Unfortunately, at events like New Year celebrations, women harassment happens. He says women harassment happens. We do take care and precautionary measures are also undertaken. Then he says, large number of youngsters gather in the city center who are Westerners, not just in thinking, but also in dressing, and disturbances do happen. Now, if a statement like this is coming from the Home Minister, none less than the Home Minister in Karnataka, sir, a person who belongs to your party, a leader who belongs to your party has appointed him as the Home Minister of Karnataka, Mr. Deora, what do you have to say?
Well, firstly, to say that, to imply that this is the party's view or the government of Karnataka's view, I think is inappropriate. I'm sure the government of Karnataka doesn't share this view, and I'm sure
part of the government, sir.
But it's for the chief minister and the government. I'm not a spokesperson of that government, neither am I a spokesperson of my party, to decide whether they want to distance themselves from his remarks. I believe the police have to function in any state government, any part of India, regardless of whether a union minister, a minister of the state government makes insensitive remarks. The police and law enforcement agencies have to perform impartially, unbiasedly and swiftly. And that would be my message to the police of Bengaluru, which is regardless of whether party A or party B says something, this is not the first time.
It's the government, it's the Home Minister.
But this is not the first time in the city of Bengaluru that people have made such insensitive remarks from BJP or from Congress. So I condemn any statement. I condemn anyone making a statement which is insensitive. But as I say, the government has to perform swiftly. I'm certain that the government's view is not the same view as a person who has made a statement in his individual capacity.
I don't think this statement was made in his individual capacity, but do you think that the party and the Chief Minister of Karnataka should take him to task? Action should be taken against him for a statement like that, the one that he made?
I can say that that's left to the party and the government to decide. As I said, I'm not a spokesperson of the party or the government. But
you are expressing your views,
but there is no question of someone like me who is a liberal individual, that there's no question that I can agree with a statement like that. I am tired of politicians, as I said, across parties, and I tweeted that as well, using Western culture as a bogey to propagate moral policing or to tell women how to behave. I personally believe women in cities, in villages in India have a right to dress the way they want, to come home at any time that they want, whether they want to come home walking, whether they want to come home by a taxi, by an auto rickshaw, by public transportation. Nobody and no politician has a right to tell them what they're wearing, what kind of culture they're propagating. The job of the government in any state and in the center is to keep women safe. That's all that their job is.
Deora, you think Mr. Parmeshwara should apologize unconditionally?
I've already answered that question.
Should he apologize?
I've already answered that question, and as I said, to me, politicians across parties unfortunately continue to make medieval, insensitive statements. I choose to ignore such people.
Hooligans take over the streets of a city on the 31st of December or on any other date, then it's hooligans who need to be locked up. They are the guys who need to be put behind bars, rather than women having to be circumspect about what they wear or what time they go out. Ultimately, in this country, women are equal to men, and women have every right to dress the way they want, to eat the way they want, to go out at whatever time they want, and it is the responsibility of the state to protect them. And if the state tries to shirk that responsibility, it tries to absolve itself of the responsibility. And I saw some very amusing people advising women on your channel last night. Then possibly they live in a completely medieval environment. In India today, fortunately, equality has come of age, and it's high time people realize that whatever may be the dress sense of a particular individual, that does not give anybody else the right to possibly molest or grope or misbehave with that person in any manner. And what has happened is absolutely horrendous, and there is a need for immediate action and arrest of all those people who were responsible for perpetrating this atrocity.
That road is known as Mahatma Gandhi Road. Mahatma Gandhi had said that only on that day, when a woman can walk boldly, freely in the midnight, real independence we will get. But unfortunately, on that eve of New Year, that is 31st night, this ghastly incident has happened. Everybody should in one voice condemn it. I think police should have been more prepared to face this eventuality.
Right now, Mr. Kumar, what do you think needs to be done about this? I ask you this because you're a part of the political class of this country, and somehow we've had statement after statement come in, but no concrete action.
I think, till today I have not understood why police, having known the attraction this MG Road and Brigade Road has on this New Year's celebration, why the police cannot prepare itself?